Hello, people from the internet. Hello, everyone. Thank you for stopping by and watching the video on demand. If you're currently doing so, I certainly appreciate that. If you're doing it, um, tonight we're gonna be playing some Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup as is tradition. But I have plans for when the game is not cooperative. I'm not gonna force myself to play crawl if I'm not feeling it anymore, to be completely honest. Um, if the game is not cooperative, if I'm not having a good time with the game, I have a couple of games that I also want to play on stream, and I feel that maybe they could be alluring to my viewer base. I have Darkest Dungeon, I have One Step from Eden, I have Ninja Gaiden, and I have Guilty Gear in terms of allure from most to least. Um, so yeah, I also think that I'm gonna be doing like a crawl character per week, and then like other things that I want to do per week as well. Um, so a crawl character and other things. And the crawl character may take me 3 or 4 sessions, and if it does take me 3 or 4 sessions, then that's gonna be it. Um, but if it doesn't take me 3 or 4 sessions, I'm gonna be playing other things in the other days. Um, so yeah, let me shield the stream in the place where it's socially acceptable for me to do so, and I am gonna go back to my character in like a minute. Um, Alrighty, let's go. We are back at it. Here we have the Demigod Air Elementalist that I started the other day. As usual, tiles are not loading. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Lucky for me, second time gets it done. So here we go. And last time I had done Bolts 1. That I do remember. Um, what else was I using to kill things though? Hmm. I guess I don't have to worry about spending my mana doing other things that are not like toxic radiance against the things that it's vulnerable to, like, the usual. It's a good spell after all, very powerful. And their strike is also very powerful because it just deals very good damage, right? It has its issues, being like the most obvious one is that it's extremely expensive mana wise, and definitely unbuyable for anything that, like for example, if I try to use Airstrike against all of these guys, that is not gonna cut it. Let's get some intelligence. Yeah, but that's gonna be it for the intelligence. I feel like 53 intelligence is way more than necessary. Um, Irradiate. That kills everything. Okay. I feel like that went pretty well, considering that it was two different bands at the same time. Um, I feel like that went pretty well because it could have gone pretty bad. It was a bit of a tense fight because I was taking good damage, but I have incredible damage output, so it's okay. Okay. Now we have an issue. Yeah, I talked about it the other day. These guys were gargoyles. They have 3 dice of 27 metal splinters. Um, And I happen to have very little armor class, so they can hurt. In addition to that, I also don't have like good spells to deal with them. I need them to be within melee range so I can irradiate them. Um, but yeah, they are immune to poison and negative energy and resistant to electricity, fire, and cold. That is pretty much resistance to everything that I can do except for Earth Strike and Irradiate. And Earth Strike is not gonna deal good enough damage, considering that it's only adjacent to 4 empty tiles. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4 occupied tiles, so it's not gonna deal good enough damage. I'm still gonna do it because I need to soften up the War Gargoyle. And now we are gonna spam Irradiate. Unfortunately, the War Gargoyle didn't decide to use metal splinters or hit me or do anything pretty much, which would have been pretty bad because I am not precisely tanky. Um, okay, I need to wait at like 2 turns for these guys to be properly poisoned, unfortunately. But yeah, there we go. After waiting those 2 turns, that was good enough to kill all of those guys, except for the Crystal Guardian, of course. It is immune to poison. Um, but yeah, the poison magic plan is definitely gonna be carrying me for a while. I have 8 spells levels. I guess I could get Storm Form. I could also get Orb of Destruction. I wonder if I should get Orb of Destruction first before getting Storm Form, and then I could probably Amnesia some of these spells. I would probably Amnesia Shock, um, Sticky Flame, Static Discharge. Yeah, Shock, Sticky Flame, and Static Discharge. That is 7 spell slots. Exactly what I need to get Stormform in addition to Orb of Destruction. But I wonder if I have that much Amnesia. I do. Okay. I probably should go do that right now. Or I guess it can wait, because I'm not gonna be using Stormform from the get-go, even if I do get it, because I need to get unarmed combat to be able to use it, and have it be worth anything. And I'm still not too convinced that Storm Form is just not is just gonna be better than Dragon Form, but I guess I have to try to properly assess its value. Orb of Destruction, however, is like guaranteed to be a fantastic spell for the end game. If I need a spell for the end game, if a Storm Form doesn't do the trick, I can certainly win the game with Orb of Destruction as my main damage dealing spell because it is really good. It's not resisted by anything. It doesn't check evasion, and it just deals way too much damage. So armor class is not precisely the best against it. Wow, that Titan is seriously tanky. Okay, I almost ran out of mana, but fortunately we managed to kill the Titan. Gonna need some Sticky Flame for this guy, maybe some of that. And I'm gonna retreat just a teeny tiny bit, wait for my mana to regen, and we can seal the deal with some Static Discharge. Haven't used Static Discharge in a while, but that was a pretty good usage of it. All right. Um, okay. It's looking good, let me tell you. Um, I would not expect to be this powerful with this character just because I don't have good resistances or defenses. I don't have any melee skills whatsoever, but it's doing quite well, to be completely honest. I cannot complain about the damage that it's dealing or receiving, so that's a pretty good indicator of a good character. Mm, I wonder if I should get more conjurations. Like, certainly I shouldn't be casting a level 7 spell with only 9 of the relevant skills, so I should be getting more of that. Um, but I should also get some skill for Stormform if I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Before jumping on stream, I was playing Guilty Gear Strive. I've been having such a good time with that game for sure. That game is great. I wish I could stream it. Mm, I don't want a lightning bolt because that room is full of monsters that I have not seen, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I'm not gonna lightning bolt that. I want them to melt into being enormous, if possible. I will appreciate it. Okay, they don't seem to be doing that, so I'm gonna just go ahead and charm the very large one. Okay, that's pretty good. Lightning bolt time. Yeah, I don't think that woke anything up. Um, all right. We can. We don't need anything else amulet-wise. I have my amulet of reflection, and I have mana regen. Yeah, that's what I have. But most importantly, I also have Macabre Finger. So Macabre Finger will theoretically be better than mana regen at some point. Even though mana regen is pretty good as the character is right now. But yeah, my hopes are that I eventually find a pretty incredible ring and I switch from using mana regen to using that ring. And I probably shouldn't tap down monsters with a plus 10 mace with zero skill at this stage of the game. Yeah, we've already come way past the point where that is a viable strategy. You know, it's times like these that make me glad that the Octors are not master archers. Imagine if they shot at you while you were in melee range. That would be pretty messed up. Okay. Um, so irradiate causes you to become contaminated, but fortunately, the contamination is not that significant for you to not be able to cast it multiple times in a single fight. Um, you still should keep that in mind. Like you shouldn't just go crazy with radiate. Um, but you can cast it like 3 or 4 times before the contamination gets too serious. Okay. The beauty of Toxic Radiance, like it's such a powerful spell. Um, I would go as far as to say that it's like the most powerful spell that is in a starting book. Um, it's just on another level. It hits everything on the screen for damage that they cannot resist with armor class or evasion. And sure, I guess it is completely useless against monsters with poison resistance. That's kind of bad. But on the other hand, like not everything is poison resistant. In fact, at this stage of the game, very few things are. So yeah, it's just good. Like even in SOT, like SOT is a final part of a normal game, right? So even in SOT, it is still useful against Orc Guardians and against Draconians. Um, so yeah, it's just a powerful spell. People don't really underestimate poison anymore. Yeah, now people recognize poison as a powerful skill to get. Um, Maybe I overvalue it because I really do think that the poison book is one of the most powerful items that you can find pre-layer. It can really shape your character into doing something that's really, really cheap to get and really, really powerful to. Um, if the later you get, the least powerful it becomes, of course. Okay. Willpower hat. What is my other option? A helmet of intelligence. Ooh, I kind of want the willpower hat. Okay, so here's the thing. No matter what I do, everything's gonna get melded when I use Storm Form or Dragon Form. Like if I'm gonna be investing for Storm Form, I will also be investing towards Dragon Form, um, just as a side effect. So I guess that's it's a nice thing to keep in mind. If the Storm Form plan just doesn't come into fruition, I can always go for Dragon Form, and I can guarantee Dragon Form is good because I've used it before, and it's just like sheer power. There is no other way to put the power of Dragon Form. It is sheer power. Um, After a certain point of unarmed combat, it's just like the best damage that you get in this game. It's just on another level. That is going to convoke. Yeah, it convoked a death mage. I wonder if it came with its band. Actually, I don't have to. I don't have to figure out. I can just run away from these guys. Alrighty, let's just. You take 31 damage. Well, that is delightful. Death Knights are sure annoying. Hello, FS Brain. Thank you for stopping by. How have you been doing? I've been doing okay. I've been playing Guilty Gear Strive. Um, and it seems that the time for me to finally get vaccinated is getting close. Kind of excited for that. It might be by the time of my birthday, I'm gonna be vaccinated, and then I'm gonna be able to do the things that I was used to doing before the whole COVID thing. So I'm kind of excited for that. Um, Interested in seeing Stormforge too. Yeah. Ooh, I got Manifold Assault. Well, we're gonna be using that. Ooh, I also got a manual of transmutations. Oh, that's a nice thing because I'm gonna need help with that. Um, so yeah, I'm glad that I decided to start a demigod because demigods get a lot of stats, and a lot of stats means a lot of spell power. I can buy a wand of digging. Hmm. Well, that ring is pretty good. I don't think it's better than the Amulet of Mana regen that I have, but it is indeed a pretty good ring. I wonder if it's better than the rings that I have. I wonder if I can lose 6 intelligence. Okay, what happens if I lose 6 intelligence? I'm gonna take a screenshot of this for ease of comparison, to make it more comfy for me to compare things. Let's put it over here. And let's change the ring of intelligence for the ring that I just got. That is pretty good. Okay, now let's go to that screen again. Let's see, I lose 4 damage on Lightning Bolt, which is okay. Lose 9 damage on Orb of Destruction. I guess it's fine, doesn't really matter. That will be going way up the more conjurations I train. So yeah, overall the loss in spell power is actually kind of noticeable. I do lose some spell power, but it's also manageable. I don't think it is that impactful. Um, so I'm just gonna stick with this because it also gives me much better survivability. And slaying, I guess, is good. Yeah, it's a pretty good ring. Like it's only upside. Resistance to electricity, fire resistance, and 2 slaying. It's pretty good ring. Pretty good ring indeed. Okay, let's do it again. Oh, I miscast it. Okay. Let's not miscast it again. Oh, you didn't die from that. Well, you're gonna die from Irradiate. Irradiate is good. Um, it's the ideal spell for a character like this that is gonna be getting into transmutations much more heavily, and it also had a fair amount of conjurations already. So yeah, Irradiate is especially good for this character. A lot of people love Irradiate, and the people that don't love Irradiate are just the people that have never tried to use it because, like, you use Irradiate and you immediately realize how powerful of a spell it is. Um, okay, you're not getting very poisoned. Weird. I wonder if I just got bad rolls on your poison or if it's because it had so much HP or something. Okay, one-shotting the Vampire Mage with good old Orb of Destruction. Pretty nice indeed. Okay, that is a human band with a Yoctor. There's probably like a Yoctor band on the other side of that door or something. I'm just gonna wait for a couple of turns for these guys to be Omega poisoned, and then we can press the Ignite poison button, and then rinse and repeat. Try to keep poisoning these guys. Oh, look at that. I got hit by 43 out of nowhere. Well, not really out of nowhere. It was more like the Bolt Guard finally hit me, and then the Frostheart decided to do its thing. I guess it's understandable. Um, Not much that I can really do about that other than actually train defenses. And unfortunately, due to the skills of the Demigod, that's kind of one of their weaknesses, right? Um, -1 in everything is not the best. And it used to be pretty messed up before when they had two level ups or two stat level ups per level up. Like you used to choose and you got two in the stat that you chose instead of four as it is right now. That change is a very welcome change in my opinion. Like I really enjoy that change and I appreciate it because I did used to think that demigods were like unnecessarily weak, and now certainly not the case. Even if their aptitudes are still like pretty bad. I would say that -1s all across the board is pretty bad, just because there's like some species that don't have -1 in everything. They have maybe -2 or -3 in things, but they are things that they're probably not gonna be doing anyway, so it doesn't matter that they have bad aptitudes in those things. As for Demigod, no matter what you're gonna be trying to do, it's gonna take you a while to get good at it. Um, Gonna get some conjurations skill now. Probably gonna get it up all the way up to 12. I don't think I want to go higher than that because of the whole thing. Because of the whole aptitude thing. But I'm going to get 15 of transmutations and air magic for storm form, and after that it's only gonna be unarmed combat, probably for the rest of the game. Yeah, I wonder if I can get. Oh, I can get Stormform already. Maybe I should cast it just to give it a test try before actually training it. Or training it further. I guess I have it kind of trained, but it's not as good as it will be in the future. What's gonna be? It's gonna be capital S for Storm. You turn into a Lightning Field Tempest. 4, 28, 23, 28. Those are pretty good defenses. I wonder, Storm Fists. Okay, this is fun. Um, I want to punch someone. Lightning curses through the Vault Sentinel. Does that happen every time? I don't think so. Yeah. Okay, it's damage. It's not dragon form damage by any means. Definitely not dragon form damage, but it's okay damage of electricity. I guess it's good if you. Oh, I also get Blink Bolt. That I forgot about. But yeah, you do get Blink Bolt when you're in storm form. You need to target a monster to be able to use it, but it is just as monster Blink Bolt. Pretty much the same thing, which is pretty nice. Okay. These guys are not dead. I guess I'm gonna have to wait for maybe two more turns for those guys to be ready to be ignited. Um, okay, you know what? I shouldn't be here because I'm marked and I now I'm getting pretty low on mana. Um, Okay. I guess I can irradiate these guys just to not have that deep troll following me. It was almost dead, and I don't wanna risk running into like a shaman or something, have it buff the troll. Okay. Um, the perks of having mana regen, by the way, like I can just retreat for a couple of turns and look at my mana now. At some point during that fight, I was at literally zero mana, and now I'm pretty much at full mana again. I really do enjoy using mana regen. It is quite powerful. Okay. So yeah, thinking about it, Stormform gives me better defenses than what I'm currently doing. Um, I guess a Stormform is probably the more defensive variety of Dragon Form. Dragon Form being full on offense, and Stormform being um, actually kind of nice in regards of the defenses. I wonder if you melt your rings. I wonder. Okay, let's give it a try. Let's cast it, and we shall see. I also want to know if it makes a lot of noise to cast it. Okay, it makes a lot of noise to cast it, but you don't make a lot of noise just for being in storm form, and it doesn't melt your jewelry. Yeah, almost nothing in the game does that. Um, okay, you're immune to poison. I wonder if the resistance to electricity comes from storm form. You're incredibly evasive, huh? You know, it's kind of weird that storm form doesn't give you immunity to electricity. Like you are a lightning filled tempest and you're not immune to electricity. How does that work? It really should give you immunity to electricity. And it should also make you extremely noisy. It only makes sense that if you are a storm, you're gonna be extremely noisy. So what I can tell you right away is that it's okay, even with zero skill in unarmed combat. But I bet it's gonna be quite excellent once I stop having zero skill in unarmed combat. Um, on the other hand, the resistances are very lackluster. Is here another form that is just straight up immune to poison, but that's it. And it should have better resistances. Like it should give you maybe, well, at the very least, it should make you immune to electricity as well. At the very least, like that's the bare minimum. I think it would be nice if it also gave you like cold resistance or something. But that is more um, unnecessary than immunity to electricity, which I do think should happen. I don't care about the boots of rampaging. I don't like rampaging in general. I think it's kind of a dangerous thing to have on. Uh, that greatly changes the way the game works. So it might end up messing with you more than helping you, and that is the reason why I usually don't go for rampaging, even if I do have it available. You have poison resistance, okay. So I'm just gonna kite around this guy that happened to be poison resistant. I guess we can punch this guy with storm form. Why not? Um, It's kind of exciting to use a storm form, but so far I would say that it hasn't been impressing me. The damage seems kinda lame. The defenses are nice, but if it's about damage with defenses, Blade Hands is probably where it's at because it only melts your globes. And it doesn't melt your other gear, so you get to retain the resistances and defenses from just wearing your other gear like normal um, without having to choose between your gear and the and transmutation. Um, so yeah, I'm not expecting it to be that incredible. I'm not expecting Stormform to be that good. Considering how it's a level 7 dual school spell, I was expecting it to even at this level, already be better than Dragon Form, and it's certainly not that. I can also get Dragon Form. I would need to amnesia some spells. In fact, I'm probably gonna do that right now, just for comparison. So I did say that I wanted to forget about Shock. We are not gonna be using level 1 spells anymore. We are going to forget about Static Discharge. Yeah, it's fine. And we're gonna forget about Sticky Flame probably. Oh, I don't think I have gotten. No, never mind. I did get this rune, but I just didn't come back and kill all the dudes. Okay, that is fine. That is sweet. But I think that Dragon Form is just more consistent because with Dragon Form you don't have to rely on the extra damage from the brand. You just deal crazy damage from the get-go. And consistency really is one of the most valuable things in this game. You're resistant to electricity. Hmm. I guess in order to kill it, I'm gonna have to strike it. I don't really see how. Oh, never mind. I have Orb of Destruction. Um, so maybe Mystic Blast. What's the Mystic Blast button? That is that. That is it. Okay. So we do that, and then we do that, and then we do it one more time, probably. Oh no, it blinked. Oh yes, it still died anyway. Okay. That went okay. So I was searching for a scroll of amnesia. Okay, so I can't forget about Sticky Flame now. Yeah, Sticky Flame it is. Now I can learn Dragon Form. Just I guess I can also learn Blink, which is an important spell to learn. So I'm gonna learn Blink, and when I get to level 20, I'm gonna learn Dragon Form because it's gonna give me another spell slot for Dragon Form. I currently have 6, and Dragon Form requires 7, right? So yeah, I need to wait, but just a teeny tiny bit, and then we can compare them, both offensively and defensively. I'm really predicting that Dragon Form is still gonna be like much more powerful than Storm Form. Um, I guess the main downside of Dragon Form is that it makes you weak to cold, and Storm Form doesn't do that. But Storm Form nukes your defenses from your normal gear. Ah, which reminds me, what happens if I go into Storm Form? And let's take a look at my willpower. Oh, yeah, that is not good. Yeah, that is too little willpower. Hmm. Well, that's also something to keep in mind. Let's see. That ring, yeah, I remember that ring, Laos. That makes me weak to cold. Unfortunately, I cannot really use that. And the cloak, well, it is a cloak. I really could use some rings of willpower or something. Apart from the item that I got at the very start of the game, the maze, I haven't really found a lot of sources of willpower. Funny thing. Hmm. Well, that's something to keep in mind for sure. Um, so I haven't talked about it, but I realize that like there's a lot of people that go into the crawl Discord and they're like, how do you play X or Y, or what do you do to succeed at X or Y archetype? Um, and I think that it would be a good idea for me to do what I did in this account. Like the objective of this account was to get greater player again, just to showcase on stream that I could do it. Not that I need to prove anything to the viewers, but I wanted to do it just to prove it to myself, and I did it again. I'm thinking of doing it one more time, but this time I'm gonna upload every win to YouTube. That gives me a lot of YouTube content, and I think it also is content that benefits the community because, like, there's always gonna be new players that are curious and need and in the need of help, and I can just provide them those resources so they can take a look at how a more experienced player does X or Y. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing that in the future. It's probably gonna be taking me like a year to complete it because I'm gonna be doing one character a week. Maybe not a year. Maybe it's more like 3/4 of a year probably. So yeah, that's something for the future. In addition to that, well, we are already done with bolts 4. We have 2 runes. I guess we're gonna have to go do depths. Yeah, I don't see what else I could do. The nice thing is that depths has a lot of experience for me, like a lot of it. As let's see, thinking about putting on a scarf of resistance. Nah, I don't need that. I guess I could benefit more from losing repel missiles and gaining 3 armor class. Okay, okay. We're gonna do depths. I wonder if what I have is good enough for depths. I'm guessing that it is going to be good enough. Okay. 2 strength. It's a bad helmet. Yeah, it's unfortunately not good enough. Um, okay, that is underwhelming. Not what I wanted to see as my first encounter here. I don't want to pick that up. I wish I could just never pick those up again. It happens too often, unfortunately, and I never use a tropa or datura because they check stealth. Never get stealth, so there is that. Okay, maybe one more time. Um, 8% store orb of destruction is pretty sweet for sure. Um, so yeah, I also found a book of ice very recently, and that is a book of Osokubu's refrigeration, which is another spell that just wins you the game. In a 3 rune. In a 15 rune, it's probably gonna need a little bit of support, but as a general rule of thumb, any spell that can hit the entirety of the screen at the same time is a pretty good spell. And also Kubu's Fridge does exactly that. Um, we are gonna leave those things over there. I don't really care about them. That was a typo. What I wanted to do was irradiate because, yeah, Toxic Radiance doesn't do anything against undeads. Um, Okie dokie. Pretty good. I don't care about that Morning Star of Distortion. So this game I got a bolt with a Hellion and Damnation. And it was a Hellion in like pre-depths dungeon, right? So just a straight up dungeon. I thought that was cute. Um, Kind of a nice way for a new player to interact with the damnation mechanic to first see a monster that has damnation and then see an item that provides damnation to the player. Very cool, but unfortunately, this is not a character that wants to use damnation, so I just left it behind. And what's up with all these Orb of Destruction miscasts? Like it's at 7%. Why am I getting miscasts so consistently? Okay, I can kill that bone dragon. I just need to have enough room to shoot a couple of orbs of destruction at it. There we go. Um, I think I'm gonna turn off the training for the Stormform skills at some point soon. Once I run out of manual of transmutations, I'm gonna turn off transmutations, and then I'm gonna turn off Air Magic when it matches transmutations, so I have the same amount of skill on the two skills. Um, and then we're probably gonna start training on armed combat finally. Um, So I guess a Stormform is gonna be a nice way to hybridize. Very expensive way to hybridize, if I am completely honest, because you need to train whatever you were doing at first, and then you need to train transmutations, and then you need to train unarmed combat. So hybridizing into unarmed combat is always super expensive, but it's always pretty powerful as well. But I just don't know if Stormform is like a real way to hybridize, or if I should just stick to like statue form or dragon form as I was doing before. I'm probably like I'm gambling on storm form really not being as good as dragon form because I just have like a hard time imagining it being that powerful. I guess it's been pretty good. I've already killed a couple of enemies normal for this stage of the game without any training in unarmed combat, which is good enough. But Dragon Form would kill them in like a single attack, and Storm Form is not doing that. Mm, I guess it's getting the job done either way. It doesn't really matter whether or not it kills them in one attack. Okay, this is a weird bolt. Stormform? Yeah, there's a lot of shapeshifters here. Hmm. Something that I have to keep in mind is that going into Stormform will kind of nuke my willpower because my willpower comes from my weapon, and my weapon is getting melted whenever I cast a storm form. So yeah, very important to keep in mind. I cannot storm form against anything that does anything that could be moderately dangerous against me. That checks hexes. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I cannot use it against anything that checks hexes because I would just immediately and unavoidably explode as a result of using it. So that's kind of bad. Um, so yeah, this is standard depths stuff. I'm just being a spellcaster, casting my spells and killing these dudes without meleeing them. But I'm starting to incorporate Stormform into the plan, which is kind of the ideal, right? I'm gonna be using Stormform to kill things whenever I can just kill them with mana. So usually when I run out of mana. Um, Kinda part of the plan. I don't think it's gonna become my main way of killing things. Um, on the other hand, I have access to Dragon Form Manifold Assault, and that is just like an end game combination of like two extremely powerful spells when combined. That is, Dragon Form is very good on its own. Manifold Assault not so much, but the two of them combined are probably the best interaction in the game as far as killing enemies goes. I certainly do enjoy it quite a bit. Mm, hmm. I wonder if I should turn off conjurations. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold on to it until it hits 11, and then I'm gonna turn it off. Yeah, so many miscasts. It's happening so frequently. It's almost as if I'm casting it with 20% chance to miscast. Oh, I completely forgot, but down there there is a Wislav, and I should really read magic mapping and find the Wislav. Okay, it's right here. It's this one. Um, Those are downstairs, so I won't be able to go into upstairs and then downstairs to get closer. I guess I'm just gonna have to traverse like the whole level to get over there. I hope that I don't encounter too many bands of monsters. Yeah, I cannot even afford to rest because the thing is so far away. Okay, that I don't care about that. It's a transporter bolt. The correct thing to do for transporter bolts is just to just pretend that they are full of wall instead of being a transporter bolt. Oh no. Well, on the other hand, that's also kind of okay because now I can go upstairs into hopefully the bolt, but I do not have more magic mapping. Let's look for that. I pressed the wrong key combination. Hmm. Yeah, I actually don't have any more magic mapping. Gonna walk away from those guys because they could be the Enchantress band. Oh, I think I remember this level. Oh no, I think I remember this. This looks like a full level bolt. That is not that terrible, but it is kind of bad, and it's given me trouble in the past. So I'm not too excited to do this. Oh, okay, that's good. We found stairs. Are these the stairs that place me the closest? Well, not quite, but they did place me like much closer than I was. Hopefully that avoids one or maybe a couple of fights. Yeah, okay, that's 11 conjurations. We're gonna turn that off so I can train all of transmutations faster. I'm also gonna turn off air magic for now. I just want to get rid of the manual, and then we are gonna turn on air magic and we are gonna train it as much as whatever I got for translocations or for transmutations rather. Okay, I got to the portal. I'm carrying a bunch of stuff, so I'm gonna drop that and all of my projectiles, which I am unlikely to pick that back up. Let's also get rid of See Invisible and Protection from Fire and Intelligence and Flame. I am not going to be using that. And this and Berserk. Let's go in. Some Guldruk's Shrine. I always get this one for some reason. It's like a very frequent thing for me. There's a stone wall here. This particular tile will turn into a door. I just need to wait around a bit for some of these tombs to become monsters that are, by the way, unusually weak for this late in the game. Yeah, you saw that. Some of those statues turned into monsters. Funny thing. I guess I can kill these monsters with storm form because why not? Yeah, nothing here really checks my willpower. I guess vampires do, but I have enough base willpower that vampires are not that much of a threat. Funny thing. Oh, well, I just have to go and say that. Anyway, a door appeared, so now I can just go in and against the Antique Lich, I do need to be in regular form because the Antique Lich is way too much for me to deal with if I am not in regular demigod form. Hmm. Yeah, against all these skeletal warriors, the only real way for me to get rid of them is to irradiate them. I don't really have melee just yet. I don't trust my storm form melee. Um, I'm really feeling the urge to train unarmed combat just to say that I have melee for when I cannot get rid of some monsters. Because I have Orbital Destruction. Orbital Destruction theoretically gets rid of everything, but the issue is that it's not gonna be only one Skeletal Warrior. It's gonna be like four at least, maybe even 5 or 6. So I cannot just Orb of Destruction all of them. I don't have enough mana to do that. So having a good way to kill skeletal warrior bands and bands of similarly highly resistant monsters without having to spend mana could be good for my character. Um, yeah, I really should do it right now. Um, oh, I cast a thing. Well, let's just use it. That's my first use of Blink Bolt. I guess it has a cooldown. Kind of makes sense. You feel energetic enough to Blink Bolt again. Well, that is unexpected. I was not expecting to take 50 from an ancient champion using Iron Shot. Um, hmm. Kind of a sketchy situation for sure. But fortunately, we were able to survive. Probably should have rested to full HP before going in. Okay, there it is, the Antique Lich. It is a lich that has grown expensive over countless years. And it always has these spells. Like it used to have a random, well, not quite random, but one out of many spell books, like a normal Ancient Lich. But ever since monsters lost that, it's always had the same spellbook as the Ancient Lich. For practical purposes, it's an Ancient Lich with a different name that for some reason you cannot search. It's like one of those bolt specific monsters. Um, okay, so I could cast. I guess I don't have Dragon Form just yet. I was thinking of Dragon Form and then reading Silence to completely get rid of the Antique Leech's threat. Right now, in this turn, like I have a free action. Like if I cast Stormform, it's not gonna petrify me. Um, so I guess that's okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Like rely on Stormform. Stormform. It walks towards me and misses me. Gets a free attack even though it's not hasted. Okay. And then we silence, and now we are just gonna punch the Antique Lich. Good damage, but I'm pretty sure Dragon Form just deals more damage. Sword of Songuldruk. We're not gonna be using it. I always get it and I never use it, unfortunately. Let's see. Do I want to forget about anything? Mm, not really. Not really. I'm gonna pick it up anyway because I might want to forget about Stormform later on, even though it's been okay. Just because Dragon Form will be better, most likely. Let's drop this and let's drop Amnesia. Okay. Let's pick up Curer because that's kind of the only throwable that I actually care about, that I do want to keep. And yeah, good damage from Orb of Destruction. When I say that Orb of Destruction is like quite probably the best single target damage in the whole game, I really do mean it. It sure costs a lot of mana, but it's so much damage, up to the point that you're probably going to two-shot everything in the game with Orb of Destruction. Well, not everything, but almost everything. There's some obvious exceptions, like monsters with incredible amounts of HP, like Cerebov. You're not gonna be two-shotting Cerebov with that. but it's still a pretty good spell. And set above pretty much doesn't exist. It just like it's a kind of monster that you're not gonna see in every run, so you don't have to even think about set above, unless you wanna go visit set above. That is. Mm, alrighty. For some reason, I'm kinda sleepy. Yeah. But this character has been doing okay. I'm very glad that I decided to go for Orb of Destruction because I've certainly given it a fair amount of use here, where we are seeing monsters that are not precisely vulnerable to toxic radiance. There's a floating eye over there. I should leave because I don't want to deal with a floating eye in that situation. Okay. Oh, the floating eye turns its gaze towards you. That's a really bad message. Okay, luckily for me, they have like no HP, so they're kind of easy to kill. Mm, okay. It's important to kite monsters away from like walls and corridors into open areas if you're gonna be using Orb of Destruction, because that removes the chance for the orb to collide with a wall, which has been happening quite a bit, unfortunately. I'm gonna quiver Orb of Destruction because I'm using it so much. Okay, pretty good. Pretty good indeed. It's just it's a strong spell. This run was going to showcase a storm form, but it's not doing it because Orbital Destruction is just too good. It's kind of an Orbital Destruction showcase if you really think about it, um, with a sprinkle of storm form whenever I run low on mana. Hmm. I'm surprised of the effect of intelligence on your success rates. Like I have 11 conjurations and 47 intelligence, and I still have like um, a 5% chance to miscast Orb of Destruction, which is really good actually because it's a level 7 spell, and I am casting it with only 11 in its skill. So yeah, that's a good indicator of how relevant intelligence or a high level of intelligence can be when it comes to success rate on some spells. Um, okay. Did I one-shot that frost giant or what happened? Weird. I think that's kind of weird thing that happens when you have too much stealth. Um, Unfortunately, monsters notice you, but then you leave the line of sight and they kind of forget about you. I don't like having stealth because it just makes monsters do weird things like that. I prefer my monsters to be more predictable. I think it might be a good time to do Stormform. Hmm. Might be a good time to blink bolt all the way over here. Oh yeah, Stormform is good. Stormform is certainly good. Blink bolt is surprisingly nice as a defensive option. Like for example, in that case, I just didn't want to deal with the Etin and the Frost Giant with this low amount of HP. So using Blink Bolt on that Fire Dragon that just appeared around the corner certainly saved me. Um, I accidentally extended the duration of Stormform when what I wanted to do was just use Orb of Destruction. Ah, you see nothing there to target. Alrighty. I enjoy this Blink Bolt thing. Like having player Blink Bolt is so cool. Even if it's attached to a level 7 dual school form spell, it's still pretty cool to have the ability to blink bolt. Hello, Shaper. Thank you for 5 months.
Hi.
Hello. That is so loud, by the way. I should lower the volume of that. Um, but yeah, thank you for the continued support, Shaper. I really do appreciate it. Um, and it's nice to see you on a stream for once. Yeah, I really do appreciate that. We've been having kind of fun with what is that? That is it's a Tango Reaper. Okay. We've been having kind of fun with Stormform, but more like actual fun with Orb of Destruction. As I was saying before, this kind of turned into an Orb of Destruction showcase more than a Stormform showcase. And that is just because Orb of Destruction is just too good. Like, look at that, it's just so much damage. Um, but I guess sometimes I go into Stormform and it's good. Um, yeah, I'm very glad that in my first attempt to get Stormform, I actually did manage to get something reminiscent of Stormform. What do you? Ooh, that's actually kind of cheap. That's actually kind of cheap. I could get that for sure. Yeah, I have +0 ice scales here, and I am carrying 4 scrolls of enchant armor, so I can just enter the trove now. Oh, I got better gloves. I should put these on. Um, Yeah, we are gonna go ahead and do it because why not? I don't have any armor that I really want to enchant, considering that I'm going to be in storm form or dragon form because like a nice side effect of storm form is that if you're training for storm form, you also have dragon form available in case you don't want to commit to training a lot of the skills of storm form for better damage and better defenses. You can always go for dragon form and just go onga bonga with dragon form and explode everything. Oh, this is good. This is a jewelry trove. This is exactly what I wanted to see, and this ring is amazing as well. I'm definitely gonna be using this ring. Probably probably I'm gonna be using it in the macabre finger necklace. That is like good enough for the macabre finger necklace. Um, Obviously a lot of garbage, but that one Randart ring is good enough to be worth using, or to be worth the 3 scrolls of enchant armor that I had to use for the trove. Yeah, and also this other ring is pretty sweet as well. 5 slaying, resistance to electricity and willpower too. Pretty nice indeed. So yeah, I guess it's time to go back for the macabre finger. Let me pick up my potions before I forget about them. That missed. Yeah, a nice, well, not a nice, an unfortunate downside of being an orb of destruction user is that it sometimes misses, but it's very infrequent and it doesn't miss checking the target's evasion, so you can kind of you can kind of use it against other monsters that you would normally not be able to target with conjurations like Spriggans and that kind of stuff. It also deals so much damage that it's good against high armor class targets like Juggernauts or Orbs of Fire. Because even if they roll quite well with their armor class, it still deals like 9 dice of like 16 or so, 15, 9 dice of 15, which is about to become more than that because I am going to put this on. Now it is still 9 dice of 15, but yeah, that's a pretty good ring. It also gives me so much willpower. Um, so yeah, having willpower is important because whenever I cast Stormform, for example, like let's just do it right now. Everything gets melted, including my weapon. But now look at okay, now this is like good enough for winning the game. I have 1 pip of every resistance and good defenses and good willpower in storm form. So I can just use that to win the game now. Um, but yeah, outside of storm form, my defenses are slightly better, and I have so much willpower outside of storm form. So pretty nice. I'm using the robe of augmentation, but I haven't really thought about it. I guess I could replace it for a robe of archmagi. I don't have that. How does a storm form work? The more power that you have on storm form, the better defenses that you get, and the more damage that you deal. Um, Yeah, okay. So Stormform's description says that it resists electricity. I am not sure that I am getting that. Yeah, because when I do this, it doesn't tell me that I have resistance to electricity. It says you're a lightning field tempest, which maybe implies that I am resistant to electricity, but I do think that I should be immune to electricity if I am a lightning field tempest, but whatever. Easiest mummy, it's gotta be Venom Mage. Like Venom Mage is just a get out of jail card for any character that wants to win, right? Because you can win either because of Venom Mage or because of your species. So, for example, Troll Venom Mage is like easy because you're a troll, or Minotaur Venom Mage is easy because you're a Minotaur, or like Ogre Venom Mage, it's easy because you're a Venom Mage, but also because you're an Ogre and you have like so much HP. Yeah, how's the storm form going? I think it's a bit underwhelming, not gonna lie. I think Dragon form is just a straight up superior, but I also think it's pretty fun to have Blink Bolt available as a thing that you can do as a player. Certainly very powerful. I just very recently used Blink Bolt as an escape option because I was fighting and I was kind of low on mana and HP, and a dragon's knock up on me on literally the other side of the screen, and I was just like, oh, Blink Bolt me over there, and I killed the dragon very quickly. And I just ran away. So it's very sweet to have Blink Bolt. Um, Also, I kind of like the defenses that you get. Like, this is a form that gives you decent defenses without the downside of statue form that is like, being slow and stuff. As far as the damage goes, well, you can see here. It's not incredible damage, especially when we consider that I have 2 slaying. I don't have 7 slaying. I have a ring with slaying that I just got, but I didn't put it on because of drain. Um, but yeah, I have 2 slaying and I have almost 10 unarmed combat, and it's just like it's good damage, but it's not dragon form damage. And I think if it's gonna be dual school, it's gotta be at least dragon form damage with better defenses to compensate the fact that it's almost double as costly as dragon form, right? At least that's kind of what I have been thinking about. Um, Stormform. It's also pretty expensive to get, not only um, on training, but also in regards of like the skilling that you have to do, because you need a lot of intelligence to have a lot of spell power for this to be good, right? And I don't know if I like that compared to dragon form. That is just like, oh, you can cast dragon form, well, you're ready to go to town. So in that regard, dragon form is also superior. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think Stormform needs to be better in some ways, in some um, very specific ways. Like it needs to deal at least as much base damage as Dragon Form, and then have the base damage become even better with spell power, but also be. Oh, do you have? Oh, it has reflection. Okay, if it reflects my, yeah, we're not gonna be doing that anymore because it could deal a lot of damage to me. I don't want to be on the receiving end of 9 dice of 15 damage. That could be indeed quite bad. Um, okay. Um, Not having mana regen after going through the game for so long with that is kinda lame, because I have become used to just like waiting for like 3 turns and having all my mana be back, and now I cannot do that anymore. So I need to commit to more tabbing with Stormform, I guess, or using Stormform more. Um, but it's just like inherently not as safe as blasting things from afar, because that's kind of like the thing with melee characters. You need to be within melee range, and that's kind of unsafe sometimes. Okay, at the very least, I'm gonna get like 16 on arm combat at the very least. Hello, Brian. Good to see you around. Thank you for stopping by. I hope life has been treating you well. Yeah, how's everything going? Okay, this bolt seems kind of dangerous actually. Definitely something that I shouldn't do with 7 mana. Or I guess I can go into storm form. Yeah. Having defenses and resistances in storm form feels good. It definitely feels good. Also, with 3 pips of resistance, or yeah, with 3 pips of willpower, I don't think I'm gonna have to be afraid of getting randomly destroyed by one of these relatively powerful hexers. Yeah, 7% paralyze in storm form is pretty sweet. So I can theoretically just like kinda mash tab in storm form, and thanks to my defenses and my resistances, feeling good. You subscribe, but you didn't get an alert. Sometimes if you refresh, it gives you the option to show the alert. Sometimes it doesn't do it. But yeah, thank you for subscribing regardless. I greatly appreciate it. Um, yeah, good to be nice to people in the past because they can be nice to you in the future. That's kind of the relation that I have with Brian. Yeah, there we go. 6 months. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for the 6 months indeed. Very helpful, believe it or not. Getting the extra money from Twitch has been helpful, definitely. Like, I don't know what else to say. Um, Extra money is never like something that goes to waste. Always some there's always something that you need money for, or at least that has been my case throughout my entire life. There's always been like one thing that I wanna try or buy to improve my quality of life, or just to eat, like I've never had like, oh, I am out of money to eat. Like I've never been that bad, or in that bad of a position. But I've been in the position where like, oh, I want to eat something specific that is expensive and I cannot afford it. And getting these random bursts of money allow me to give myself those kinds of luxuries, and it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. Um, so yeah, we got Stawa. Um, as usual, Stawa being a fart dragon is weak to cold, but unfortunately, even though I did get a manual of ice magic, I never trained it, because I could have trained it. I remember that yes, well, not yesterday, on Tuesday, I on Tuesday, I got a book of ice in a bazaar, and I lacked like 7 gold. I didn't have enough money to buy it. I lacked 7 gold to buy the book of ice. So instead of buying that, I bought the book of power. So that's why I have Orb of Destruction now. If I had 7 more gold pieces, I could have bought the book of ice and gone for also Kubus Fridge instead of going for Orb of Destruction. Both of them are nice in their own special ways. They're very different spells, kind of like opposites, but they definitely complement each other. Like Fridge hits everything on the screen for decent damage. Orb of Destruction, on the other hand, just destroys whatever you choose to destroy, right? Like you shoot it at something and it floats on the screen for like 2 or 3 turns, and then it explodes something. So yeah, pretty good spell, pretty good damage. should have chosen the streamer starting class. Yeah, the issue with that is that I don't have enough charisma. Like I think in order to be a truly successful streamer, you need to have like way too much charisma, and I don't have that. Like I have the ability to play Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, and I would like to believe that I have the ability to do so in a way that I educate people on it or like teach them how to play the game better. But as for charisma and stuff, I don't think I have enough of that. And I think a good indicator of that is that whenever I try to stream things that are not Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, I don't really get the same viewership, which is not really the case for other streamers that I do follow and that I know are very charismatic. Those kinds of streamers can stream whatever they want and they get good numbers. Um, yeah, I guess also inconsistency has affected me. Because I remember that a couple of weeks ago, before I started to become very inconsistent with streams, I was hitting like peak numbers of 17 people per stream on any given game, and I was playing like, oh, excuse me. Well, maybe I shouldn't have done that. That is kind of a bad situation. You're almost dead, so I can just irradiate you and you die. Okay. That was unexpected. And that was also unusually dangerous. Um, but yeah, I completely forgot what I was talking about. But yeah, it doesn't matter. People randomly give you tension, give you gold at high tension. Yeah. Oh, that's a nice perk of the streamer class. People indeed randomly giving you large amounts of money at high tension. That is. Um, yeah, that bolt is very unexpected. Imagine if I had died to that. I would have been unpleased by it. Yeah, especially because I went upstairs and then the Etin immediately hit me for 65 and then it hit me for 40. I guess that's kind of what happens when you don't have good defenses. But on the other hand, we have to remember that I was in storm form, so why did I get hit so hard? Uh, Oh, yeah, look at that damage. The shock of your passage hits the Etin, so Blink Bolt, not only a good mobility option, a good escape option, if used properly, it also deals very good damage. I wonder if it deals as much damage as your melee, or if it does something completely different. And I wonder if it's like completely a nice, or not a nice, an electricity attack, or if it's electricity and melee, or just like base damage. Um, but yeah. Okay, so what I can tell you from Stormform after having used it a bit already is that it's certainly good enough to win the game with. But it's not as powerful as Dragon Form, which shouldn't be the case. It's dual school. Make it better. My opinion. Still fun to use, nevertheless. Much better evasion though, but it doesn't matter because like actually your defenses in Dragon Form don't matter that much because of two very important factors. The first one is that you have many fold assaults with Dragon Form almost always, um, and that just like kind of trivializes your defenses because you're gonna be killing things in 2 turns whenever they enter the screen or whenever they enter your line of sight. That is one thing. And the other thing is that you deal so much damage that you're never gonna be in an extended fight against any one monster. Um, so combining those two things renders the better defenses that you get from Stormform like much less relevant than you would expect. Um, yeah, believe it or not, resistances and defenses are not that important when you have that damage output. That is, in any other situation with normal damage output, you do kind of want to be relatively tanky because some fights are gonna be like a slugfest, right? Like you're gonna hit the monster and then the monster is gonna hit you or try to hit you and it's gonna miss, rinse and repeat. With Dragon Form, that kind of is not the thing with Dragon Form. Dragon Form kind of breaks the rules in that funny way. But yeah, I think that being in storm form should make you immune to electricity. Um, yeah, I think it should make you immune to electricity because you're literally made out of storm, out of like an electric storm. How is an electric storm going to get damaged by electricity? It should make you immune. There's a lot of things that make the player immune to poison. Why not electricity immunity? I don't think it would be a noticeable like buff. I don't think anyone will ever die to electricity damage in storm form as it is right now. Um, so I think it could be done just for flavor reasons. Do I hit things surrounding me? Do I have cleaving? I think I have cleaving. Oh, your stormy fists strike out in all directions at once. Well, that is something that I was not taking into account. That's kind of like axe transmutation form. It's kind of like taking dragon form and having an axe and averaging them out pretty much. You really think about it. Yeah, Hydra. Hydra form indeed, but good. Of course. Yeah, I like what they did with Hydra form. They turned it into something worth using. I don't want to be next to that Entropy Weaver. I would rather just wait for it to get over here. Okay. For some reason, I had completely omitted that it gave you cleaving. So yeah, if we compare this to Hydra form, which is the thing that I should be doing, to be completely honest, this is obviously much more usable than Hydra form, just because it fixes so many of the things that were wrong with that spell. That spell was a low-level spell that checked willpower, or not willpower, sorry, that checked your spell power. So the more spell power that you got, the better it was, but it was never good enough to be worth using because it was a spell that benefited from you being surrounded because of the cleaving as well. Um, but also, it never gave you the defenses to afford being surrounded. Stormform does that. So yeah, I guess if we are comparing Stormform to Hydra form, Stormform is definitely the clear winner, and it's very clear that Stormform was designed to make Hydra form better. I still think that it doesn't compete with Dragon form, but it's certainly nice. And yeah, if you're wondering why I'm comparing it with Dragon Form so much, it's because it's in the same book and it's the same level, but its tools cool. So in any given situation where you can get Storm Form, you can get Dragon Form for cheaper, and have it be better too, because it doesn't scale with spell power, so you only need to get it castable. Um, I wonder if those are like things that should be changed at all. Maybe I am just like too critical of the new spell, and it's not really an issue. Or maybe it's even the other way around, and it's Dragon form that is too good, and it ends up getting nerfed. Which I certainly hope that is not the case. Um, but yeah, if this is what a level 7 transmutation is supposed to be, maybe Dragon Form is not a level 7 transmutation. It's more like a level 8 transmutation. Let's try to kill that Demonologist with Blink Bolt. Oh, you see nothing there to target? Come on. Okay. Ooh, it did happen. Okay. So what I was thinking is that monsters can land on the other side of a monster. The targeting with Blink Bolt is funky. I think it should be like you should be able to target a monster or a square besides a monster, and you should be able to land um, in that square, like monsters often do. By the way, this cloak might be, or this robe might be better than the robe of augmentation. Certainly gives me more intelligence, and more intelligence means more spell power, which is the only thing that really matters when you are using a form spell. You don't really care about any other buffs that the body armor that you're using gives you. Um, okay. All right. I wonder what's gonna be my defenses now that I wore that. I guess they're the same. Yeah, they're the same. Okay. So yeah, this is definitely good enough to win the game. Should it be more powerful? Probably not. Probably I'm just slightly overreacting. Ouch. Well, 31 evasion, still not enough to not get hit by Quicksilver Bolt. I wish you could see the two-hit chance of monster spells. Because, like, it says here that it had a 1 in 3 chance to hit me, but that was with melee. I don't know if the same chance applies to bolts. That would be a nice thing to add to that screen, if possible, and if considered relevant by the developers, I guess. I am going to refresh that. Yeah, it feels weird to take damage from lightning being literally made out of lightning. Doesn't feel right. Okay, I think I am resistant to corrosion. I think I am resistant to corrosion. Yeah, I am, so I shouldn't be that afraid of this caustic strike. I am going to use irradiate here. There we go. Irradiate happens to be a good spell. Ouchie. We should kill the Vampire Knight quickly. Yeah, here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's kind of an important thing to notate. I melee the Vampire Knight several times. Like you punch the Vampire Knight but do no damage. That just straight up doesn't happen if you're in Dragon form. The damage of Dragon form is so crazy high that that doesn't happen. So now I'm in a really bad spot and I don't know how damaged this Vampire Knight is. So I should probably either blink away into this safer spot or be brave and try to use heal wounds and then irradiate to hopefully kill the Vampire Knight. I'm gonna try the second option. I don't think the Vampire Knight will kill me if I do that. Yeah, you regain 6 HP and now irradiate. Pretty good. I should keep training that. By the way, I have the Warlock's Mirror in a shop, but I've never really bothered to get it. Um, I thought the cold resistance that I got from my buckler that is currently melted. I am currently using this pretty much for the cold resistance. I thought that was better than the perks from the Warlock's Mirror, especially considering how I have willpower already, so it doesn't matter to block hexes with a shield. Um, okay, something seems to burn from within. Pretty nice. Malmutate though, but Malmutate doesn't really exist. Like, come on. I have 2 runes and I have done all of the dungeons of the Tuller branches, bolts 4 and depths, and I have not a single bad mutation, and I haven't drank a single potion of mutation in the entire playthrough. That is good enough of an indicator that malmutations actually don't really exist for the parts of the game where they would actually be like awful. Like imagine if there was an early game monster that could malmutate you. That would be so messed up because then you have to go through a significant part of the game with bad mutations, which is really bad. But since there is nothing like that, malmutations don't really matter that much. You're gonna get them in SOT, but then you are in SOT, so you're not gonna have to go through a significant part of the game with them. You can just like either heal them if they are like really messed up, or just ignore them if they are not so bad, and just deal with them for the rest of the game. Oh, by the way, Titans are immune to electricity, and I've noticed that Titans are slightly more tanky than other monsters that are being hit by my blink ball or but by my storm form. So the electricity damage is actually kind of noticeable. I wonder if it's like a regular electricity brand or if it's something special for storm form that deals more damage. Um, so yeah, Blink Bolt deals crazy high amounts of damage. I was not expecting Blink Bolt to deal that much damage. But I've been consistently like one-shotting elves, and sure, it's elves. They are not precisely the paragon of tankiness, but still, that means that my blink bolt did a good 50 damage in a single attack, which is pretty nice. Um, Okay, I wonder at what point I should stop training dodging. I think I'm gonna go to 15, and maybe I go to 23 on armed combat, and then the rest of the game I train um, transmutations and their magic and fighting and unarmed combat. You can sometimes get Necrosec early. You saw a Cabal Demonologist summon one on D9, but if it's summoned by a summoner, you can kind of play around that by just not being close to the summoner, or like maneuvering the summoner into breaking the line of fire of the monster that summons that could malmutate you. That's kind of a similar strategy to what you would do later on in the game against monsters like Shining Eyes. And by the way, why can an Anaconda graph a player in Storm form? I feel like if you're in Storm form, you should be immune to Constriction. How are you going to constrict the Storm? Um, I don't know. I don't know. There's just like statue form has like its myriad of small nice upsides that are not really relevant until they actually are, and then they are kind of nice to have. I think storm form should have some of that. um, some of its upsides could be immunity to constriction, immunity to electricity, maybe half torment damage because you're like a storm. um, I think torment immunity would be way too much, but half torment damage could be reasonable, right? Or am I crazy? Am I over buffing this thing? Maybe I am. Um, so I have enough spell levels to get what is it called? Manifold Assault. So I'm gonna get that, and I'm gonna quiver that. Yeah, very important thing to have. And now I need more spells for dragon form. I think I can use storm form as like my daily runner, and then switch into dragon form if I see something that makes me worried. For example, an orb of fire. I don't think I. Well, I think I could kill an orb of fire if it's alone, like one versus one, just by punching it in storm form, but I could kill it in like 2 turns with Dragon Form. So that's definitely better than having a slugfest against an Orb of Fire because of the bad mutation thing. Um, but yeah, certainly if you get malmutated by a demonologist summoning a Necosec, yeah, that's messed up. It's also a good lesson on why you shouldn't engage a demonologist early in the game. If you cannot just explode it in like 2 attacks or just deal very consistent damage to it. Like for example, if I was a Venom Mage in the early game and I saw a Cobalt Demonologist, I would just like poisonous vapors it like 3 times and then ignite poison and it would be dead. And it would probably not summon an Ecosec or a Sun Demon or a Six Fitty or another like really messed up and dangerous thing by that point in the game. But if I was a melee character, I would just not even try to fight it because my damage is inconsistent and it's much slower than the damage output of a spellcaster, in this case a Venom Mage. But it also applies to other spellcasters. So yeah. With that being said, I have 2 runes, so I need to get another one. It's probably gonna be from slime, and I need to forget about one of these spells that I have, so I can get room. Sure, but you're not a noob. Yeah, I guess that's kind of what happens naturally after 10 years of playing. You end up developing good tactics on your own. You start to figure out some things. It also helps to expectate better players. I didn't do a lot of that when I was a new player. I preferred to like kind of grind my face against the wall. That was kind of my method, but it really does help to see how a person with more experience does it. Um, Back in my day, there was Mikey, there was LNA, there was Elliptic, there was Rubarton, there were a fair amount of people that were very good at the game when I started playing. Like Casmith too. Casmith also played NetHack and hung around on the NetHack IRC channel. And there was one day where Casmith was like, "Oh, you should try Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup." I think Casmith kind of had the same experience I did, in the sense that Casmith was an invested NetHack player and then tried Crawl once and got hooked like crazy and just dropped NetHack for good because that's the same thing that happened to me. um, so yeah. And I remember that when I first started playing Crawl, I tried to get my NetHack buddies to also make a switch, but they were not very happy with the game. I guess they just got too used to NetHack. Um, so yeah, they never really got into Crawl as much as I did. You try to spectate Yermak, he just makes the game look simple often. I also I've also heard Railbird tell that to me. Like sometimes I'm doing things and Railbird was like, "Wow, you made that look easy," but that's just a result of experiencing it several times. And I'm pretty sure Yermak would also make me feel how you feel when you spectate Yermak. I would be like, "Oh wow, that was crazy." Um, so yeah, I should expectate Jermac one of these days. I've actually never watched a Jermac game, I think. Maybe once, but I don't really remember. Anyway, I need to get a third rune. And I also need to get Dragon Form before the third rune, just for safety reasons. Um, I wonder what I am going to Amnesia. I could get rid of Irradiate. No, I'm gonna get rid of Lightning Bolt. If I'm completely honest, I don't see myself using Lightning Bolt that much anymore. Um, it's too loud. It's not really necessary. I have a Storm Form which kinda does Lightning Bolt, but it also places me next to the monster that I'm targeting for easy removal of said monster. So yeah, getting rid of Lightning Bolt only makes sense to me. Goodbye, Lightning Bolt. Hello, Dragon Form. Just in case it is really necessary. Um, Okay, where am I going to put Dragon Form? Because the usual key for Dragon Form is kind of occupied. I guess I can move Orb of Destruction here. Yeah, that was the key that was occupied by Lightning Bolt. Way back in the day when there were Bolt of Fire and Bolt of Cold and that stuff, I used to like having those spells in that slot, in slot F, so I could FF and then aim the spell. But those days are long gone. I still like to put my few Bolt spells in that particular slot. Um, so yeah, time to do slime. I wonder. I now I'm curious. Like, what happens if I try to do Bolts 5 with Stormform and just stay on the stairs and mash staff? Because you have cleaving in Stormform, right? You can hit everything surrounding you. So maybe it's good. Okay. Getting the electricity damage is probably like the only possible chance for Stormform to deal more damage than Dragon Form in any given attack. But the thing is that it's bound by spell power, right? So maybe it's just that I have low spell power. Let's see what we have right now. 47. Maybe if I had like 100% spell power storm form, maybe it would be significantly better than dragon form. Maybe it would have more damage and it would also give you like better defenses, right? But I don't think I'm gonna be able to test that with this character. Believe it or not, I have 54 strength and I won't be able to test that with this character. I don't know what to think about that. Um, no, no, no. The keys are these. These are the keys. Um, 54 power outside of Stormform because I have so much intelligence. Yeah, I have 54 intelligence. I have three from my maze, seven from the robe that I recently found, four from this ring that I just put on, and I just have a lot of demigod intelligence. Intelligence 37, so 37 plus all of that gives a total of 54 intelligence. Demigod things, demigod things. Um, let's cast that again. Let's go downstairs. So yeah, I think my plan of just running around in storm form, hitting things, and switching to dragon form for one versus one fights is probably a good plan, and maybe that's like a thing that I would like to implement on extended characters that happen to get dragon form. Maybe I just get storm form to go with it as well. The thing about Stormform is that it doesn't give you good defenses just for being Stormform, and it also nukes your defenses because it melts everything except for your rings. So I'm kind of lucky with this character that I got Macabre Finger because that gives me an extra ring slot, which means like the defenses that I currently have. If Stormform gave you one pip of everything, it would be so good. But it doesn't, of course, which means that it is okay. Um, and overall, I would still say that Dragon Form is just better because Dragon Form may make you relatively fragile, but it also gives you crazy high damage output. So you don't really mind about being fragile. Oh, that reminds me too that Stormform doesn't give you one single point of HP. Like, no, you just have what you have and that's it. Dragon Form gives you 50% more HP. So I don't know. Maybe the person who designed Stormform thought that it was not necessary for the spell to give you more HP, but I do think that it would be nice if it did give you more HP. Anyway, 24-34 defenses are pretty nice. I wonder if I shouldn't wield that mace, by the way. I've been wielding it since I got it. Like, I was carrying a lot of things, including a Laja tank, but when I got the plus 10 mace, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna use that anymore. Um, wow, I cannot believe this thing didn't die from that. I've been one-shotting things. I've been one-shotting things with Blink Bolt, but this Shining Eye was just like too tanky for it or some reason. Um, Acid? And resistance to electricity and bonus evasion. Yeah, that's what you get with Stormform. That's literally what you get with Stormform right now. I'm saying that it should get something else. Dragonform gives you 50% more HP, incredible damage output. Like I cannot stress it enough. The damage output in Dragonform is just bonkers. It absolutely compensates for the fact that you're not tanky. Like you're not tanky. You're kind of resistant to dying because you have so much HP, but you're not tanky. But the thing is that you are as tanky as you need to be to survive a quick fight, which we will be you will be encountering a lot of those if you're in dragon form because of the damage output. Let's try to blink bolt against this thing. Oh no. So I revealed another one. There's been three shining eyes already. That's lame. Should let you move faster. So I don't think it should let you move faster because that there was a spell that no, there was not a spell. There was an item that let you move faster. The boots of running that was removed because it could enable some gameplay that is optimal but also extremely unfun. And I think any form that allows you to move faster would achieve the same thing. So I don't think it should let you move faster. I think the bonus that you get from using Stormform should be more direct instead of messing around with your player with your movement speed. Maybe it should let you attack faster. That could be interesting. And it could certainly increase the damage output of the spell without increasing the raw damage, and it would make it a slightly more appealing for players that have high skills in the skill, well, high level in the skills required to cast the spell without having so much on armed combat. That could be interesting. Maybe you can attack as if you were hasted. Um, Maybe that would be too powerful, but I would like to see it tried at least. Oh, I got Frail 1. Well, that is annoying. Um, I guess it's okay. I can get rid of it. And it's also not game ending. It's not blurry vision. So I can just kind of ignore that. Mm, so I'm thinking between training fighting or training unarmed combat. I think I'm gonna train unarmed combat just because damage output, right? I have no mana pretty much, and the royal jelly is super close to me. So the correct thing to do, I think, is to just teleport away. Yeah, there we go. And now I should like just go around the level, find the stairs, go upstairs, kill everything, I guess. Mm. These things are not particularly dangerous. The most dangerous thing is probably the rock slime because it's resistant to electricity. And it also has very good armor class. And I'm not in dragon form, so the rock slime actually can significantly decrease the damage that I deal to it. But fortunately, my damage is good enough to deal with the rock slime. Yeah, look at my attack delay. We have 0.7 attack delay, which is usually the attack delay that you get with a big weapon once it's at minimum delay. Um, so it's nice to have that. But yeah, I cast a dragon form out of force of habit there, but it kind of did the trick as well. Like dragon form is also pretty good. I didn't even see what were my defenses in dragon form. Let's see. 2015. But yeah, I think that the damage output from Dragon Form is definitely more than enough to compensate for the bad defenses. Some bad rolls there, but then I got a decent roll, a normal roll, um, and everything died. We're gonna breathe fire. Oh, it's too far away. I'm gonna wait for it to get over here. Oh, I cancelled my transmutation by accident. Well, that's kind of bad. Storm form because I'm gonna be surrounded, and then we can get rid of everything. And yeah, thinking about it, storm form plus irradiate might be pretty good combination because you want to be surrounded when you're in storm form because it hits everything surrounding you, and irradiate also does that. And not only does it do that, but it also decreases the monsters' armor class and stuff. So, oh, I don't have torment. Ah, I have never seen torment, so it's actually kind of a bad thing. How am I going to get rid of the royal jelly without torment? Torment is kind of like a primordial part of the strategy. I guess if it was alone, I could dragon form manifold it to deal damage equivalent to torment, and then I can just do the usual. Go Kiku. No, not right now. Maybe. No, I don't think. I would say maybe later, but I would not go Kiku. Kiku is also one of those gods that I don't think I could recommend for any one character because I just don't like what Kiku does. And I think that for most characters, the optimal god choice is Okawaru, right? There's, I guess, some characters that would like to go Behemoth, but I cannot think of a single character that, oh, I got a Kiku altar early, let's go. Which is definitely not the case for the other gods. Like Okawaru would be amazing early, Behemoth pretty good early, Nemelix also pretty good early. Um, Gosag, there's just so many gods that are so much better than Kiku that directly and immediately or almost immediately offer you power increases that Kiku doesn't. Um, okay, I got the Royal Jelly to be the only thing in my line of sight, so Dragon Form, Manifold. You maul the Royal Jelly, so the Royal Jelly is moderately wounded, not heavily wounded, as it would be if I had tormented it. I also don't have Immolation. Oh, I do have Immolation Scrolls. Well, kind of. That one is on a bolt. This one is on the floor. I should have grabbed that. Well, it's too late for that now. We got Clouds of Flame, so kind of Immolation. Right. It really would be helpful if these things were exploding. Um, okay, didn't kill the Royal Jelly. Severely wounded, but I did kill a fair amount of things. Maybe we can blast it with fire. Okay, it's almost dead now. Since I'm gonna be surrounded, maybe it's not a terrible idea to go back into being in storm form. The Royal Jelly hits you, the acid corrodes you. Never a good thing to see. Maybe irradiate. That gets rid of the Royal Jelly. There we go. Um, okay, the things that are surrounding me are pretty damaged, except for the brand new things. And there's two acid blobs. That could be bad. Um, Maybe the correct thing to do to engage on this fight would have been to haste and might beforehand. I didn't do that. I almost always do it, but this time I didn't do it. Um, okay, you know what? Maybe irradiate again. Okay, my defenses in storm form are actually pretty good. I really underestimated how good the defenses would be. But look at that. I guess it just so happens that having a fair amount of evasion is good. Um, but yeah, as I mentioned, this is certainly better than Dragon Form for extended fights. Like for example, in that fight, I went from being in Dragon Form to being in Storm Form because it was just so many monsters. But if the Royal Jelly didn't split, I would just stay in Dragon Form and hit it 3 times, and it would be dead. Mm, okay, that went well. And I guess it's time for me to reap my rewards. We got Noxious Bogu. Is it still as it has always been? Well, not always, but is it still as it was the last time I used Noxious Bogu? I think it should be better. I think it should ignore walls, or it should just like place Bogu on a small ring surrounding you, or not small, but like the same radius as it is right now, but without caring about walls. And it would be so much better and so much more satisfying to use, as opposed to what it is right now, which is um, a spell that sometimes is incredible, or actually, like more often than not, whenever you are in a position where you can actually cast it, it is incredible, and then it's useless. So it's either incredible or useless. Definitely the trend for positional magic spells, and it's not a trend that I am particularly fond of. I don't like spells like that. And yeah, I wanted to comment on this chainmail. This would be crazy good if you found it early. It's almost gold scales. It's almost gold scales, except that it's got better resistances. Resistance to electricity is probably more important than resistance to poison. And it also has -2 intelligence, but you're probably not gonna be casting if you're gonna be using this. But yeah, um, I guess it's okay that I didn't get it early because that allowed me to not be tempted to deviate from my plan, which was testing Stormform. So far it's been quite decent, but I still think Dragonform can be much better. Um, anyway, I got 3 runes. Let's do Bolt 5, just out of curiosity. I think I'm powerful enough to be able to do it. No big deal. Oh, that was the first 4 exclamation signs that I have gotten in storm form. Okay, that's promising. Maybe it can hold a candle damage-wise to statue form or to dragon form. Statue form falls way behind in the damage output department. Even if it increases your melee damage by 50%, it still like doesn't compare um, to dragon form. Okay, you better the bolt guard times 3. Yeah, this is what I wanted to test. Just like stand here and melee these guys until I see a bold warden appear on the screen, and then I would just go upstairs. Still no bold warden, right? Yeah. In case you don't know, you can press Ctrl X, and it gives you this screen that gives you everything that you can see in a nice little menu. That it can be pretty convenient at times. I don't really use it that much, but whenever I feel like I need to use it, it has been pretty nice. Yeah, okay, this is pretty good for when you are surrounded. It's actually kind of crazy good for being surrounded. And yeah, okay. Let's see what happened there. That's it, and that dealt 40 damage. Like just getting hit by a greatsword and by a purple greatsword. Questionable. I don't know if I agree with taking 40 from that, but sure. Hmm. Okay, I can just like leave. Yeah, I can just leave. I'm gonna bring one of these guys up with me, but it's fine. I can just like tab it down. No big deal. And rest of my resources, Stormform, and back at it we go. By the way, I can get rid of frailness. Yeah, I probably should. Demigods get more HP than an average character, but they also level up like super slowly and they have bad aptitudes. So, for practical purposes, they get human HP just because they don't have the resources to invest in fighting or the experience to level up fast. Um, so yeah, I like to think that they don't have demigod HP. I like to think of them as having human HP. So yeah, let's get rid of that. Oh wow, look at that! Oh, look at that! Oh, wee, look! Oh. So I got wild magic as a character that is using a spell that greatly depends on spell power. Let's see what's my spell power right now. 63%. Okay, let's cast it. 36 evasion, 26 armor class. So it increases your armor class and your evasion with spell power. That is good. And we also got 2 intelligence to add a sprinkle of spell power to that. So yeah, I want these mutations to stay like that for the rest of the game. The added failure chance, it's annoying, but you can kind of deal with that just by training more of it. So I'm gonna train that to 18, and after that we are gonna be training transmutations and other magic. Um, yeah, to 15. Good thing you have 54 intelligence for the failure chance and genetically stable. Yeah, it's actually pretty nice. So I used to have 54. Now I have 56 because I just got 2 more intelligence from doing that. Okay. Still no bolt wardens, so we can sit here and fight. Um, okay. I'm not liking this damage output. Let's go upstairs just to play it safe. Sprinkle of Irradiate, which by the way, what's my damage on Irradiate? 3 dice of 32. Pretty good damage. Pretty good damage indeed. It would be nice to have some form of regeneration, so I don't have to rest for a million turns after every fight where I actually take damage. Still no wardens. Oh, one warden over there. So maybe it's time to leave the stairs, or I guess I can stair dance these guys one last time, and then I would get out of the stairs and just blink to the warden, or maybe stair dance the warden itself. Wait, I need to end transformation and recast it so I don't cast it with less spell power. Am I still trapped on the stairs? Not yet. Um, yeah, the reason why doing this is like dangerous is because you're gonna get trapped eventually. Those wardens they block your path, so you can get unlucky and go downstairs if you see a bold warden and immediately get your way out like sealed, which is extremely bad and dangerous, and you don't want that. But this character doesn't really care. I could have hatched into the level to not have to fight in the middle, but I didn't really mind fighting in the middle. Um, oof. A Blink Bolt is really good. Yeah, look at that. The shock of your passage almost kills the Annihilator, almost one-shot the Oh, actually, look at the damage on the Sphinx. Blink Bolt is no joke. Look at that. I wonder if it just like checks your melee damage and it does that, or how Blink Bolt works, because just look at that damage output. Hmm. I have finished your manual of transmutations. Well, that's good to know. Um, okay, I'm kind of taking damage here. I might. Okay, there's two things that I can do. I can step here to break line of sight of the High Priest, or keep fighting here and wait for my Blink Bolt to come back so I can just like Blink Bolt and destroy the High Priest. I think I'm just gonna play it safe. I take 27. It hit me with 36 evasion. Well, things got a bit complicated because of that 27 damage. I might want to blink away from here. Let's see, we have 7 blinking, and we also have kind of blink bolt for escape options. Hmm. The thing is that you're being eaten alive by mosquitoes, IRL. That is quite an aggravating experience, not gonna lie. Fortunately, I am not in that position at the moment, but yeah, they can get pretty annoying indeed. Mm, let's see. Well, if we radiate, the Sphinx is dead to begin with, and then we can kinda deal with the Shadow Dragon by tapping it, theoretically. Let's see how that goes. Okay. Maybe we're gonna do this just to debuff the Shadow Dragon. Yeah, there we go. My life force feels restored. That's pretty nice. It's a lot of stone giants. Not what I wanted to see. Big damage on one of those stone giants. Yeah, I almost killed it from full HP in a single attack. Right. Ooh, four target manifold assault. Perks of having high spell power. 84% actually. You feel energetic enough to blink bolt again. We're probably gonna be doing that. Hmm. Okay, so if I blink bolt towards the actor, I can get out pretty much. And I think that's like the correct thing to do because I'm kind of low on HP and I'm not low on enemies. So yeah, it's better to just play it safe and get out if you see the chance to do so, just to not die. Um, so far, I can tell you that this has been pretty powerful. Yeah, straight up pretty powerful is the way that I could put it. Maybe maybe it's the fact that I didn't have that much unarmed combat, and now that I have decent unarmed combat, it's actually pretty good. Let's get more dexterity. Yeah, I like having 43 intelligence even in storm form. Wow, look at my evasion, 38. Maybe in my final level up, I'll also get dexterity so I can have even more evasion. Um, or I could train more dodging too. My success rates are kind of normal now after getting wild magic. I miscast dragon form. That's not a good signal. Um, so yeah. Mm, to keep talking about Stormform, this has properly become a Stormform showcase now. I can tell you that it's way too expensive. I still think it's way too expensive. You need so much spell power to make it really good. And for Dragon Form, like Dragon Form doesn't have that part. Um, that's part of Stormform. Like for Stormform, you need spell power. Dragonform doesn't need spell power. As long as you have it castable, you have the thing. It might last for 3 turns, which might be annoyed, or it might be annoying for sure. Um, but you have the whole experience with Stormform. You cast it, and it might not be as good as if you had um, good spell power, but with good spell power is pretty crazy good. Maybe even Sig good. Probably not, because at the end of the day, it is still melee, and it doesn't deal that much. It doesn't deal as much damage as Dragon Form, but I guess it's okay. I wonder if you're immune to sleeping as a Storm Form character. Hmm. I remember that the elementals got buffed into stunning you for a single turn. I haven't seen that yet. I wonder if I should be grateful for that. Hmm. Where do you get Polar Vortex from now? What book has it? Hmm. Because I kind of want to give that a try as well. Everywhere Tornado was once. Except probably for the Book of Air. I don't think the Polar Vortex would be in the Book of Air, being that it is a nice magic spell. Um, maybe everywhere Absolute Zero was. That's probably more like it. And Chain Lightning could be everywhere where Tornado was. That would make sense to me, but maybe it is as you're saying it. Um, hmm. Let's see, do I have it anyway? Polar Vortex felt basically the same as Tornado. Yeah, I like reading the description of the spell. It's just a straight up um, Tornado, but with better with more damage actually, but it checks cold resistance partially. So it sounds pretty powerful. The increased damage sounds pretty neat. I should not attack with my mace. I probably shouldn't wield that actually, because now my fists are actually like a better weapon than the mace, and I don't really care about um, the willpower that was provided to me by the mace. I do care about the intelligence actually, because it increases my spell power. Um, but I don't know. I got a scroll. Let's see. It's a scroll of torment. Well, that would have been useful earlier. Not so much anymore. You didn't notice the damage increase. Maybe it's because you were using it against enemies that were cold resistant. So I think if an enemy has like 1 pip of cold resistance, the damage should be roughly equivalent to tornadoes. But maybe I could be wrong. Um, Okay, we're gonna Dragon form against this Phantasmal Warrior because it's alone. Yep. Dragonform brings me joy. Even if Stormform is already dealing kind of very similar damage to Dragonform, um, I'm just like happier when I'm using Dragonform. Not gonna lie. Um, I think Dragonform the Dragonform's evasion increases with spell power or something weird like that. Let's see. No, it doesn't say anything like that. I think it just halves your base evasion or something. I'm married to dragon form. I'm married to statue form because I have more characters where I would go statue form than characters where I would go dragon form. But I really like them both. Storm form is probably like a third place in my book. But yeah, first is a statue form, then dragon form, and then storm form because it's super expensive. But it's also pretty good if you can make the investment. That is. Um, I don't think I found the rune yet. Where is the rune? Have I picked up the rune? Oh, I did pick up the rune. I just didn't notice. Well, that's rune number 4. I don't think I'm gonna be going for a 15 runer, even though I could theoretically do that because I have dragon form and manifold assault, and I am not a Jin. I can just learn whatever I want. Actually, now that I think about it, I've never done a 15 rune demigod, and these defenses are looking kinda good. Oh, I am tempted now. I am actually like considering doing 15 runes, maybe even like a ziggurat or something. Let's see how. Oh, I could. The worst part about that is that I could. I can do it because I have in my spell library in the ones that I can memorize. Like I have Polar Vortex. I have Shatter. I also have Osokubo's Refrigeration in a shop. I could keep pushing for Chain Lightning. I'm relatively close to Chain Lightning, so I could get like several level 9s. Oh, well, regardless of what I decide to do at the end of the day, it's probably not gonna be tonight. It's probably not gonna be tonight, indeed. But I can certainly keep going. Yeah, now that I have 4 runes, I guess the next thing to do is Sot. I'm gonna do the entirety of Sot, and then I'm gonna make a decision based on how expensive Sot was to do. Maybe I have to use a lot of scrolls of blinking or something. Um, but yeah, I am interested in doing 15 runes because Stormform will keep escalating, right? Like it will keep getting better, or scaling, I guess is the proper way to say it. Um, because I will keep training skills. I will keep training transmutations and their magic and spell casting as well. So it will just keep getting spell power. And I can also hope to find a robe of archmagi, which I haven't found yet, and I think it would greatly increase the damage that I deal with Stormform. Yeah, let's train on armed combat. I want 23 on armed combat for more or for faster attacks. My attacks right now are pretty good, but with 23 it's gonna be like zero point 0.6 pretty much always. And I think 23 unarmed combat also gives me a chance of zero point 0.5 every now and then. So yeah. I also have mutation resistance, so doing extended might not nuke my mutations and get rid of my wild magic, which is pretty nice. Um, hmm. Now that I have 2 pips of cold resistance, I'm thinking that I should lose the buckler of cold resistance in favor of the Warlock's Mirror. I could certainly do that. I could also go back and buy the Book of Ice, but I don't need Fridge immediately. That's something important to keep in mind. I don't need Fridge immediately, so so there's no reason to buy it. I can just wait until I actually want to start casting Fridge to buy the book, and maybe I find the spell before, and that would save me money. So let's just go and buy that. Oh, I removed it. Well, mm, oh, I could always go back to Spider. There were some spiders that I didn't kill in Spider because they were too powerful for me by the time I first did Spider. So I could always go back and kill them if I really wanted that extra teeny tiny bit of experience, which is kind of not that relevant actually. So maybe I won't do it. Let's see. In transformation, we're gonna wear the Warlock's Mirror. Let's drop the buckler. I am thinking about drop. No, I'm gonna drop the buckler because if I end up doing extended, when I am fighting something like Lom Lobon or something, I am going to be in storm form, like for sure. By the way, does Lom Lobon get Polar Vortex? Glaciate and Polar Vortex. I don't think Lom Lobon should get Polar Vortex. Um, yeah, I think it would be okay if Lom Lobon just retained Tornado. Yeah, I think that would be reasonable. Um, there's been many instances of monsters getting spells that players cannot get access to, like actually a lot. It happens very frequently. And not only that, but monsters also get access to better versions of player spells. So give Lom all of the removed high level spells, including Absolute Zero. Well, apart from Absolute Zero, I think it would be cool for Lom Lobon to have removed spells, just for flavor reasons. Um, Demon Lord of Forbidden Knowledge being remove spells. I think it would be pretty cool. Um, but yeah, don't give Lomlobon absolute zero. No, no monster should have absolute zero. In fact, absolute zero should not have ever been an effect in this game. Too powerful in an unfun way. It's like press button to kill thing. Nah, never liked it. Never liked it. But it was indeed too powerful. Anyway, with that being said, let's go back to SOT. I wonder what's my chance to reflect hexes with the Warlock's Mirror. Let's see. 48% chance. So if I really wanted to, I could increase my shields by training shields or by getting an amulet of reflection. I don't think I want to do any of those things. It doesn't really matter that much. Like I was even considering not to go back and buy it. Um, I wonder if Storm Form already deals more damage than Dragon Form. Hmm. Yeah, never mind. I was just a bit paranoid, but I am getting 2 exclamation points um, with Stormform, and sometimes I'm not even getting any exclamation points at all. So yeah, Dragon Form is still better, I think. It's just so consistently strong. Oh, I'm surrounded, so Stormform time. Hmm. What's the tile for Stormform? Um, hmm. Looks kind of the same. Yeah, it's as I've been saying. Um, Dragon form is amazing against a single target that has like pretty good defenses, right? Because it just deals more damage than Stormform. But Stormform is better as a regular form to be in than Dragon form because there's just some fights that you shouldn't take at all if you only have Dragon form. Um, Whereas in Storm form, if you've managed to fix your issue with resistances, you can just take on any fight that you really want because at that point you have the defenses and the resistances of a usual evasion tank character with incredible damage and cleaving as well. So yeah, pretty good storm form, but very expensive. Not in yet the tile for Stormform. So what I currently have on tiles is how the character normally looks. I guess that's that's okay. That's okay. Um, it doesn't really affect me because I don't use tiles. But I'm thinking of the viewers. Um, I guess they are not getting the full experience with this playthrough showcase of Stormform. That's getting kind of nasty. You know, it would be nice if Stormform got some form of riposte for for situations where you get surrounded like that. I think it would be neat. Ouch. Okay, stop pressing buttons. That was lame. Hmm. Yeah, I was not expecting to be damnated for that. But I think the big damage dealer there was the Searing Blast. Because if between those two I only took 48, that means that Damnation was not a good roll. Yeah, damned. Ouch. I regained 9 HP. Well, that's nice. That's nice. Some weak rolls from that Scorcher. Let's get out of there before things get even nastier than they are right now. That didn't go quite well, but I was also fighting like two Draconian bands at the same time as a character with no area of effect spells that I have been using because I do have Toxic Radiance that I have repeatedly said that it's like a spell that you can use in SOT, so I should probably follow my own advice and start fights with Toxic Radiance and then like just do my thing with Stormform and Irradiate and all that jazz, and then finish off with Ignite Poison. Hmm. Pretty good plate, but certainly not what I need at the moment or what I want. I actually don't need anything. Oh, well, that is delightful. Maybe one more time. Did I kill things? No, I didn't kill anything. Oh, never mind. I did kill 3 monsters. Oh, yeah. I like the synergy between being surrounded, Irradiate, and Stormform because Irradiate is like having an axe and Irradiate, but the thing is that you deal so much more damage with Stormform that you would deal with an axe. I'm liking it quite a bit. My first impression was kind of negative of Stormform, but the more the game has progressed, the more unarmed combat that I have gotten, and the more spell power that I have gotten, the more positive I've become towards Stormform. But something that we need to keep in mind is that I got Wild Magic. I don't think it would be this good without Wild Magic. Maybe with a Robe of Archmagi, that also would be a significant spell power increase. Um, I still think that. Oh, sorry for that. I still think that transmutations shouldn't really be reliant on spell power as a rule. Maybe like one or two of them would be okay as spell power reliant transmutations, but that shouldn't be the norm for them. So, as I like the status quo pretty much, that's what I'm saying. And I hope that they stay like that. I don't want weird things to start happening to my dragon form and my statue form. I guess the statue form is kind of affected by spell power in the sense that more spell power means better defenses with statue form. That's kind of nice. Um, I want to paralyze this Death Cough. Okay, apart from that one fight that I had that went kinda bad, I've been having an easy time in SOT, but I've also haven't seen an Orb of Fire. So that's kind of the ultimate test. The trial by fire, by Orb of Fire, I guess. Trial by Orb of Fire. Good luck hitting me with 39 evasion. Still no Archmagi. I wonder where I could go to find Archmagi. Maybe Elf. I was thinking that maybe Sot would have Archmagi, but yeah, probably not. Well, that is the first Orb of Fire that we have found this game. So what I'm gonna do is close the door, cast Dragon Form, and get ready to be absolutely dumpstered, Mr. Orb of Fire. Huh. I thought that you could debuff the Orb of Fire. Oh, we got Stat Rot. Well, that doesn't matter. Okay, that's a very lackluster hit. It's a good hit. That's a very good hit as well. And we got the kill in 3 attacks and 1 cast of Irradiate. I wonder how many attacks it would have taken me with Stormform. By the way, I normally don't clear the entirety of SOT, but since it might not be the end for this character, I am clearing SOT for experience because SOT does have an incredible amount of experience for how short it is. It's only 5 levels and it has like probably tens of times more experience than the entirety of the dungeon. Experience. Yeah, it has so much experience. There is so much experience for you to get in SOT if you decide to clear it all. A ton of it, a ton of it. A fair amount of experience, quite a bit indeed. Do you fly in Stormform? Oh, you fly. It would be weird if you didn't fly in Stormform. The Warlock's mirror reflects the bolt of dispelling energy. Sweet. Hmm. I've been playing a lot of Guilty Gear Strive off stream, but I get kind of frustrated that sometimes I lose because I drop an input that I didn't want to drop, obviously. Like for example, I'm holding back down back to block, and I get hit by a low attack. Like if you're holding back to block like down back, you can get hit by an overhead, but I'm pretty sure that I'm not getting hit by overheads. I'm getting hit um, by attacks that I would be able to block, but I still get hit even though I'm holding back. And I cannot help but think that it's like a direct result of my controller being broken. Well, it's not quite broken, but there is a piece that I have to replace. Just haven't done it yet. Um, I could have that piece mailed in. I'm just like not very used to ordering pieces for electronics and stuff. I usually go and buy them myself, but I haven't been able to do that. Um, I'm just waiting for something to make me go to Mexico City so I can like take a detour and go buy my piece of the controller so I can get it fixed. Oh, I saw something horrible. Ooh, okay, so we can kill Tiamat. We can kill Tiamat with this character, and we might even get fancy and torment her. But I cannot fight her if she has any kind of support at all. So I would like to minus move is miscast effect from miscasting a transmutation. Okay, I don't wanna be there. I should leave, go down different stairs. Yeah, I got a miscast on Manifold Assault and it made me unable to move for a couple of turns. It's very nasty, but it doesn't last that long. If it lasted like more than 5 turns, it would be awful. It would be really bad, but it's still like pretty bad if you're in a sketchy situation. Which fortunately I was kind of in a dangerous situation when Tiamat appeared, but it was not that bad. Mhm. Okay, I think I might have gotten rid of everyone accompanying Tiamat, so it should be a relatively easy fight for me now. I only need to find her when when I'm at full HP and full mana, and then I just Wreath Torment, Dragon Form, Manifold Assault. That should get me the kill against Tiamat very easily. Hmm. Shoutouts to having 3 pips of fire resistance in dragon form, like with no potion of resistance or anything. I just have 3 pips of fire resistance. Okay, time for the thing. Torment, that deals a lot of damage to me, but it also deals a lot of damage to Tiamat. Um, mm, Maybe acid actually. Is she too far away? That's kind of lame. Um, Maybe might. Nah, it's not necessary. I would like to believe that it's not necessary. You barely miss Tiamat. You hit Tiamat but do no damage. Well, I guess she is pretty tanky. Maybe it will be necessary to acid her and to might. Um, you have a polearm, of course. Oh, this time she doesn't have a Bardiche. She has a glaive. Phantom Mirror was kind of late for that now, but I guess it's not a terrible idea. Should have done it. No, no, I shouldn't have done it before tormenting. It's actually the correct time to do it right about now. Oh, what's up with the miscasts? Being unable to move when Tiamat is running towards you when you have 17 evasion. Kinda scary, not gonna lie. Pretty scary indeed. Okay, Tiamat is almost dead and corroded. So maybe. No, I think with my last mana I should cast a Stormform because that will give me like excellent defenses to hopefully not get destroyed by Tiamat. I would like my copy of Tiamat to be fighting the original, but it's kind of too late for that. Quicksilver Bolt, resistant to poison, weak to silver, the usual things. I'm just gonna acid her. I wonder if I can Blink Bolt. Oh, never mind. I thought that I would be able to Blink Bolt while unable to move, but never mind. It's not like that. Since Tiamat is getting close to me, I think I would like to Blink Bolt away. You killed Tiamat with Blink Bolt. Let's go. Okay, now I'm out of mana, but I'm not out of enemies. That is usually a pretty bad combination, so let's just use a potion of mana, storm form again, irradiate, and then let's just punch these guys. All right, all right. That was exciting. Yeah, that was a bit of an exciting fight, and now I get my reward. Did I already pick it up? Yes. The +4 Dragon Skin Cloak. So I am using a Cloak of Stealth which means that I can just switch to the Dragon Skin Cloak for a net positive. It is strictly superior. As for my tastes, I don't really like being stealthy, so losing the stealth and gaining 2 evasion or 2 armor class outside of my form happens to be pretty nice. A cloak of willpower, I don't care about that. I already have 5 pips of willpower. I don't need any more than that. Mm-hmm. First time you've seen a unique in SOT 5. It doesn't happen that often. Normally you get Tiamat, but you get her outside of SOT 5. Not this time though. Okay, time for the thing to get interesting. So I have already encountered an Orb of Fire, but I didn't encounter it in SWOT 5. Let's go ahead and run the prediction that I mentioned the other time. I had forgotten about it, but I remembered in the process of doing this. What am I going to see more of? Option 1, Liches. Option 2, Killer Clowns and Orbs of Fire. We're gonna give it like let's say 2 minutes. I need to step away for a minute. So I'm gonna run that prediction. What am I going to see more of between um, killer clowns and well, that stuff. Like the poll is pretty self-explanatory. Go for the option that you think is gonna be the correct one, and I hope you get lucky. And I also would like to see like people actually use that. If you don't want to, that's fine. It's not a big deal. But I'm gonna mute my microphone. I'm gonna step away. I'm gonna get some water. Um, and I will be back in like 2 minutes. All right. Thank you for your patience. Am I still doing extended or not? I think I can do extended. I won't do it tonight, but I will probably come back to this character and do extended. I certainly want to see what a really high power storm form looks like, and also I guess 27 on armed combat. Oh, that is enough for now. I guess I'm gonna go all the way to 24. But that is one ancient lich. Let's keep track of that. One zero of. Okay, went invisible. Um, I can still airstrike you because I know where you are. I don't think manifold assault hit the lich. The lich is not dying. That is very inconvenient. Ooh, come on! I have 39 evasion. Ouch! That hurt me on a physical level. Yeah. Come on. Yeah, the statue form octopode the other day. Yeah, they're pretty good. I like statue form quite a bit, and it's certainly the best way for an octopode to have respectable defenses. Though storm form might be a close second for that. But yeah, this was like one good crystal spear jeet. I need that not to happen again. I need this guy to die like this turn. Unfortunately, due to my build, I don't have any one spell that will guarantee me the kill. I don't have See Invisible, so I cannot keep punching this guy with Manifold Assault. But I don't think it's gonna hit me for that much 2 times in a row. Even though I have already had that happen in the past. There was this one time where I was doing SOT with statue form and I had like statue form defenses and a tower shield and stuff, and I was fighting an ancient lich, and a single ancient lich hit me with 400 HP crystal spears, and I died before I could kill it. Yeah, sometimes melee can be pretty inconsistent. Okay, I'm just gonna do that again. We're gonna keep drinking heal wounds. Bolt of acid hits you, you resist. Okay, now it's time for you to die. Yeah, there we go. That's the first ancient lich that I've killed. Of course, also dread liches count. So ancient liches, dread liches count, and for the other team, it's like orbs of fire and killer clowns. Um, so far, the score is 1-0 for the liches. Unfortunately, I'm still alive. Oh, that's 1-1. Let me go into storm form. Yeah, there we go. Now I missed. Now I dodged things. I dodged that clown pie pretty well. Okay. I think I would like to get fighting, a lot of fighting. I'm actually gonna like cap it because I don't want I don't want the conqueror title. Like never conqueror. Ice blast. Good stuff. I'm kinda low on mana. Oh, that's another leech. So that's 2 lich, 1 orb of fire. Or like killer clown as well. Okay, pretty good. I forgot to check how likely was that to hex me, which is kind of important. 5%. Okay, so it's kind of a 1 in 20 chance. It's okay. I think I can deal with that. It wouldn't be the first time a low chance paralysis instantly kills me, so let's hope that doesn't happen. That's another lich. Wow, that's 3 liches. Um, Impressive. Okay. Oh, that's a wow. Okay. So yeah, it seems that liches are quite abundant tonight. That's lich number 4. 5 liches. And a second orb of fire slash killer clown. Okay. It's not looking very good for my character. I'm definitely gonna have to buff now. Um, yeah, it might not be a terrible idea to blink to the edge of line of sight. Use fog, brilliance, haste, and might. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be doing that. I also have a fair amount of blinking, so I can afford to do it. I don't want to blink here because that would mean that they would teleport away, and that's kind of annoying. I don't want them to do that. I also don't want them to step on the sod trap. I think I'm gonna have to wait a couple of turns for them to surround me, so I can almost guarantee that they won't step on the sod trap because that is really bad. So I guess we're gonna haste right here and might. Okay, good damage on that ancient lich. So I would like to be in I would like to be in dragon form for this orb of fire, but we cannot get that luxury this time. Oh, the damage is like crazy. Did I kill that lich or did it move away? I think it moved away. Yeah, it's the same lich. It's heavily damaged. Wow, the lich has got a super lead early on. And even though I ran out of mana, I'm still like in storm form, so it just like the damage is incredible. This might be the first demigod that I get to experience level 27. I don't think I have ever gotten a demigod to 27 because they gain experience so slowly that even though I do like the entirety of depths and stuff, I don't get to experience level 27. And in fact, it's something that I should note right now. I did slime, I did bolts 5, I did the entirety of depths, and I did the entirety of sod, and I'm like almost done with sod 5, and I'm still not experienced level 27. Oh, by the way, I also got netted with 39 evasion. What's up with that? That's another lich. That's lich number 6. Wow. I was expecting to see more killer clowns and orbs of fire here, but apparently this was it was the time for the liches to shine. Uh, 6-3 in favor of the liches. Oof! Wow, I am astonished. Like, what is up with this? Mommy can't use a stat form. Yeah, mummies can't transmutate. It's kind of lame. Um, I'm gonna need some haste. I'm gonna need some. I think we can do without might, but I do need brilliance for cheaper spells. Yeah, I like brilliance a lot. Um, wow, 8 liches. I can't believe it. That actually. Oh, I need to count killer clowns. That's 4. 8 liches for orbs of fire or killer clowns. Dexterity. I could get more intelligence. I think 56. I think that's what I have outside of Stormform. I think that's enough for the rest of the game. I'm gonna get more. Ooh, look at that! Look at that 42 evasion. Ooh, I am going to do extended with this because that's another leech or that's another orb of fire. Um, wow, Team Orb of Fire Killer Clown is coming back. Um, so I am really curious on how evasive and how like good it's gonna be Stormform with higher dodging and with higher spell power. We're still like far away from 100%. Look at that. We have 72, so it's still a while to go. And I can get like an enhancer for transmutations in the form of Archmagi, which I haven't gotten yet. Gonna need some mana, and it's time to mash Manifold. Ouch. Was that half torment damage? I don't think it was. Yeah, it was definitely not half torment damage. Um, it was only reduced because I have 1 pip of resistance and negative. By the way, that spell power that I have currently with Storm Form is with an enhancer, um, and I guess in Storm Form. outside of Stormform, I have 80% with an enhancer. So if I happen to get a roll of Archmagi with Brilliance, it would be close to 100%. I just need to get more skill. That's pretty good. I am slightly excited to see that. Look at that. It's 3045. It's quite a lot of evasion and armor class. Like those are pretty good defenses for real. Like that kind of character can just daff through the game. So I'm very glad to see those defenses. Okay, final score was 8 for between Dread Liches and Ancient Liches, and 5 between Orbs of Fire and Killer Clowns, believe it or not. That is kind of surprising. So let's choose prediction outcome. What am I going to see more of? It happened to be Liches, which I just noticed that I typoed. But yeah, that was it. So now, as for the future of this character, I am going to do extended because I really do want to see how powerful this character truly gets. Um, I don't think I can do it tonight though. Um, Yeah, I think I'm gonna postpone this for tomorrow. Today's Thursday, right? And so that would mean that tomorrow is Friday. Yeah, I'm gonna try to start a bit earlier. Try to go for a bit longer. I'm feeling kind of sleepy, and I should certainly take advantage of that. So for now, I'm just gonna like create a dump of this. Get you the dump. In case you wanna take a look at it. Um, and this might even go to YouTube, believe it or not. This might even go to YouTube because it's like my first experience with Stormform. I'm very glad that I decided to give it a try with a demigod because the spell power component has indeed been like quite impactful. I don't think this would be good without this amount of spell power. If I got it castable at like 40%, for example, I don't think it would be nearly as good. Um, I've heard people say that around 50% is the point where it starts getting good. But I think at 50%, like if you have it at 50%, you might as well go for dragon form. It's just gonna be better, and it doesn't require the investment in air magic. Um, but yeah, if you get it to seriously high levels of spell power, it's better than Dragon Form. But it's so expensive to do that. It's so expensive and it requires you to build around it and to find like Archmagi and stuff. And it also requires you to have a lot of intelligence, which is something that Dragon Form just straight up doesn't ask you for. And you can just get like more strength or more dexterity, or whatever you do for, or whatever you want to do for whatever defenses you want to get or offense, I guess, in the case of strength. Um, but yeah, with that being said, I think I'm just gonna call it here for the night. I already got you the dump and everything. Let's see if someone is playing crawl. I don't think anyone will be, but we can certainly um, try to host someone or raid someone. Um, No, as usual, the only person playing Crawl is me. So, with that being said, I will be coming back tomorrow. Yeah, I will be coming back tomorrow. We're gonna do extended with this character. I don't think it's gonna take me that long. I think we might be able to finish extended tomorrow, and yeah, we shall see how it goes. I think I might even do Tomb. Um, Yeah, I have the spells available for Tomb, so I might do that. Um, but yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching and have a nice rest of your night. See you around.